Hey everybody, and welcome back to the channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be doing a double review of a couple of things here. Might want to check these out. So the first thing I'm going to be reviewing is the new Uniformation GKTWO. Now I just got my hands on this printer, probably a little late to the party, but I really want you to check into this printer here and see how good it really is. Or is it? Second thing we're going to be looking into is cheap resin? That's right, so I have been using this SUNLU resin right here for quite some time now, and we're gonna find out, is it any good? Better yet, I'm gonna find out if it's any good in an 8K resin printer, the Uniformation GK2. This is just a standard gray resin that they have that's on Amazon periodically for like $35 for 2 kilograms or 2,000 grams. So is this stuff just really just money down the drain, or is this resin really good? All right, so this is the Uniformation GK2. As you can tell, I've been doing some printing on it, but we're gonna go through the motions on this thing and talk a little bit about it. You get all kinds of accessories with it like you would a normal printer. You get your extra FEP along with it too. And this thing comes pre-leveled. That way you can just go ahead, plug it up, load it up with resin, and then start printing right away. So this is the Uniformation GK2 fresh out of the box, and this is the resin that we're going to use with it today. SUNLU has a great line and it's inexpensive, and I have been using this for months, and I tell you what, I haven't found any other resin to match it pound for pound. And SUNLU was nice enough to send me some of their ABS-like resin too, and we're getting ready to put this thing through the test. So one of the cool features right out of the box is this carbon filter that they got here. So if you have trouble with smelly resin, working in areas where you get that smell and you just can't stand it, this is a great alternative. It actually just snaps into the back of the printer. It looks like the tabs right here are magnetized, and it just slides into there, boom, and it stays into place. So I'm assuming that the air is purified through here, comes out here, and actually comes out these exhaust ports right here. And we also have a couple of internal fans right there, and there's actually one on the bottom. This thing does have an internal power source, so you don't have that big ugly box that you have to deal with. You just have your cable that just plugs into the back right here, which is very, very cool. It has a flip lid here and right into the vat. So I'm kind of new to this whole locking mechanism here. I'm getting ready to power this thing up and find out how this works. Now it looks like the vat here has a cover over it, which is a nice touch. That way when you're pulling everything out, you know, you're less susceptible to leaks, and if you need to store it or something of that nature, or just keep your resin fresh, then you just put this cover over it. All right, so I'm powering it up for the first time. Right now I have this thing sitting in my kitchen because my workroom is a mess and I need to make a spot for this. So let's see all the features when it powers up. All right, so one of the things I don't like already is it's a little noisy. You could probably hear it through my microphone. It does have a nice LCD screen here for pretty much everything that you want to do. It's got all of your technical support, user information, device information. Here's your settings, language settings, normal system settings. And of course right here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move the Z-axis up a little bit so I can pull this vat out. And let's take a look at it. But it got your exposure test, vat cleaning, which is good. You're gonna need that sometimes. And then you also got a system update right here. So let's pull this vat out, take a look at it. All right, so got the camera set up here. The vat actually just slides out and up. So that is your vat. It's actually quite big. It's a pretty nice cover over the top of it. So we'll actually take this off, and then we want to peel off our little paper here, our little film, protective film. You do get some extra FEP with this, which is also neat. And then we'll take this off of the screen So this is the vat. It's quite big, a little obtrusive if you ask me, but the one thing that I'm not crazy about is it's kind of like, I don't know if it's like a polycarbonate or just plastic type of construction on this. It's a thick plastic, so it should hold up pretty well. It shouldn't weather or split or anything like that. And it does look like it's easy to replace the FEP right here looking from the back. So that's a good thing. Max is 700 grams of resin. So yeah, that's a pretty good size build plate for a mid-size SLA printer. So the screen is a glass screen, which is really cool because if you get any resin that actually drips on here and dries, you can actually take a normal razor blade and scrape it off there a little bit easier than you would just like a normal LCD screen. However, I do recommend in getting you some plastic razor blades just in case. So the vat actually slides back into place just as easy as it did coming out. With these little plastic tabs here. Now my only concern is over time will those things wear out. Now they do have screws on those, so maybe you can replace those if they do wear. That's something I need to check with Uniformation. So it just sets into place, slide it to lock it, and it's in there. Again, my only concern is this wearing out over time and this thing starting to shift. But again, we'll check with Uniformation and see if those tabs are available still, you know, that you can buy, you know, to have on hand just in case it starts to wear. So here it is, the build plate. It is a metal build plate in a plastic, I don't know if it's plastic or polycarbonate, I'm not sure, but it is a rigid, thick plastic. So it is pretty durable, and basically the way this works is you just slide it into place, and this just locks down. So that's pretty simple. So the GK2 does come with a 10.3 LCD screen. The build volume is 228 by 128 by 245 millimeters. That's actually a little slightly higher or larger than the Saturn, or if you want to go into inches, it's 9.6 by 5.04 by 8.97 inches. The other thing that I might point out is this thing does come with a heated vat. So it does have like an internal heater that actually keeps the resin warm. That's really good if you are printing like in a cooler area. You want consistency on your temperature with your resin. If you don't have that consistency, you can have all kinds of line shifting, all kinds of warpage, and just a big jumbled mess, or just a lot of fails. So that is something really cool to take into consideration when looking for a printer. But yeah, this one's really neat. I love the fact that they have that heating system in there. That way, you know, crank up your printer a little early before you start to get printing, warm up your resin a little bit, and go to it. So we got the printer set up here in the workroom, and the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to load it up with SUNLU's beige resin here. I've never used the beige, and with what I'm going to be printing, this ought to be interesting. So not going to tell you yet, you're going to have to see it when it comes off the build plate, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to fill this thing up with resin, and we're going to get to cracking here. Check it out without showing you the actual print here on the side. This thing actually heats up the resin before it gets started on the print, which is pretty cool. All right, so after 8 hours and 38 minutes, this print is complete. You want to see what I printed? Oh yeah, so you guys didn't know about this one. So here it is. This is quarter scale Punisher, and it's not just any Punisher. This is going to be the Punisher Bad Night for the Ninjas. This is based on a Jim Lee lithograph from over 30 years ago. I have been waiting for years to get this printed, and oh my gosh, look at that. That is a crispy print right there, my friends. Wait till I get this off of the build plate and get it cleaned up, and we'll see exactly what this printer did for this. Oh my gosh, I'm loving it. It looks so good. So yeah, look at this. I mean, I'll have to clean it up a little bit, but man, there are no swirl marks. Resolution is just wonderful on this. And the head, oh my gosh, the texture captured all of the detail and everything. You can't really see it here until I get it cleaned up, but this resin plus this printer is just, it's amazing. Turned out really, really good. There you go. You can kind of see the pores in the skin. And this is the SUNLU beige resin here. Look at that. Oh man, that's great. So now we have the next set of prints that I just finished up. All right, so let's get these off the build plate. And there we go. So I printed this a little bit bigger than the last one. And then I also got it down to a 0.2 layer height, and the resolution is just unbelievable. Look how smooth that is right there on that print. It's unbelievable. Really, really nice. Got a lot of good details. So between the resin and the printer itself, I mean, this is a great combination right here if you're looking for good quality prints. I'm going to get these off the build plate and get them cleaned up, and let's really take a look at the detail. All right, so let's get these off the build plate. Whoop. Good thing is they come off really easy. They just really pop off that build plate. And one thing I can tell you too, guys, is I did not have to sand the build plate like you do on most printers, especially when they're new, to get it to stick. See, I've been doing a lot of printing with this GK2. There is a lot of pieces here that I still need to wash and cure for this Punisher piece. And also did a big piece of the base. Now, I did not do this one on the GK2, but that is the SUNLU resin, the standard gray there. And as you can see, these details are really good. But I did print this on the Linant deck. And yeah, that is an actual 17-hour piece right there. There are 3 pieces to the base. And I did this one a while back too in SUNLU resin, this Thanos torso here. So yeah, so I've been using a lot of this. I've been mixing resins. I've been mixing some of this with my Linant resin. I just wanted to see if everything was compatible with other resins to mix. You know, just in case you're running out, you need to mix them a little bit. Plus, you know, you want to, you know, sometimes experiment with mixing resins. And so yeah, a lot of stuff here to print. Yeah, so this Lady Death turned out really well. This was a print filed by Wicked. This is in quarter scale. The details held up very nicely. And this is the SUNLU beige resin. But yeah, it held up really well. Printed just fine. So yeah, I printed this Thanos here along with this Lady Death, and you could tell everything turned out really well on this one. The details are in there, the teeth, the eyes, the textures, and the chin, and then the skin, but everything turned out really well. I did print this one in a 0.02 layer height. It was a little bit longer of a print, but I wanted to find out, you know, if it made any difference in the resolution with the printer being an 8K printer versus a 0.05. And it really doesn't make much of a difference. I think both turned out around the same. As you can see, there's like a lot of textures and stuff in this hood. But yeah, I don't think it really made much of a difference because either way, they turned out really well. So, but hey, you never know unless you're going to try, huh? And here's a Ninja head that I also printed out too. This one is in a 0.05 layer height. So as you can see, there's really not much of a difference between the 2 layer heights. It's just a matter of speed versus being slow. All right, everyone, I hope this information was of use to you. I tell you what, I really enjoy this resin right here. This is all I use now. I mean, because of the expense, because of the quality and the craftsmanship that I can get out of my prints, and it's readily available on Amazon. I do have an affiliate link for it below in the description. Now, another thing I do have to point out is that SUNLU does have transparent resins. They've got white resin, beige resin, all kinds of different colors and transparency resins. You just have to kind of check those out. The $35 is basically for this resin right here, but I will tell you that their transparent resins are just as good. I've been using them for quite some time on a couple of projects I've been working on, and they're not much more expensive, or if expensive at all, compared to this right here. They all run really relatively close in price comparison. And so my final analysis on the GK2 is this. This printer is awesome. It's a mid-size SLA printer. It has a really good build volume for somebody who's looking to get into 1/6 scales or even quarter scale statues or whatnot. So I've shown you on here that you can print 1/6 scales and 1/4 scales. However, the bases may be a little bit more difficult to print. You might have to cut those up in the mesh mixer or use a bigger printer, or you can use an FDM printer, whichever you prefer. So yeah, this printer is very durable. It has the speed, it has the accuracy and everything. Plus you can use basic resin on it to get really good prints. No, you don't have to use 8K resin. My opinion on that is it's a marketing ploy. I don't see any type of differentiation within 8K resin compared to standard resin. Also at this time, I would like to thank my Patreon members. We do have some new members this week. Let's check out who we got. Mike Beaker, 3D Print SLA. Corey Kennard, Dave Harris, None, N-O-N-E, None. Thank you guys so much for the extra support and becoming our newest Patreon members. Remember, if you would like to become a member of the Patreon, there is a link below in the description where you can get on our private Discord and discuss all things printing and painting. We have a great community over there where everybody shows their work, helps each other out. We talk about this, that, and the other stuff besides printing and painting. It's just a really close community. And also, I would like to thank you, the viewer, just for watching the videos. Don't forget, you can support the channel just by sharing the videos. Give us a like, a few comments, watch the next video. And thank you for your continued support of the channel. I greatly appreciate it. And until the next video, everybody, stay safe out there. Get out and create something. Do it. Print, prep, paint, repeat. And until the next video, everybody, or the next live stream, we'll see you. You know, I gotta do something about this Punisher back here with no head. It's kind of creepy. By the time I finished it, right? Nah.